Hello all and welcome back to my channel Data Sculptor. Today we are going to understand what is a one-to-many relationship or a many-to-one relationship in Power BI data model or in an SSAS Tabular Model. So the relationships work the same way in both Power BI data model as well as an SSAS Tabular Model. So for that, let's take some sample data and try to understand how to establish the relationship. So we have two tables. One is called project hours. So if you see, you have multiple columns: ticket, submitted by, hours, project, and date submit. So here the granularity of this table is ticket, and if you see, a ticket is submitted by a user, and it takes around some hours for this project, and this is the submitted date. And similarly, you have one more column table called project budget. So you have some tables, some projects, blue, red, green, yellow, purple, and you have some budget allocated for these projects. And if you see, the approved projects is the granularity of this table or the primary key of this table, and here ticket is the primary key of this table, and the same project is repeating in this column project. So now I have imported these tables already in the Power BI. So now let's so if you see on the left hand side, you have three views called report view, table view, as well as model view. So now let's go to model view and try to understand how to establish relationship. So this is the two tables. So to establish a relationship, there are two ways. First is, if you go to the home page, you will see something called manage relationships. So once you click on this manage relationships, you can create a new. So you click on new, and you have this you see this window, and from the top down you select any table or the required table. So if you select project budget, you have project hours as a remaining table. So and now you can select the required column on which you want to establish the relationship. So first is approved projects, and here it is project. So basically here, as we discussed earlier, in project in budget table, approved project is the granularity, and in project hours, ticket is the granularity. So that's why a relationship called one-to-many is established between these two tables. That means if you see, there are two sides. So one, on the left hand side is 1, and on the right hand side you see a star. That means if there is 1 on the left, on any side of that particular column with which the relationship is established, there are unique values. If there is a star, that means there are multiple values in that column. I hope you understood what is one and what is many. And there is something else called cross filter direction, which you have single and both. So I'll explain you what is cross filter direction while showing you the visuals. So this is one to many, and many to one is also the same. So you just need to reverse the table, project hours and project budget, and you click on the columns, and here many to one. So one to many and many to one is the same, just that you are interchanging the tables between the left hand side and the right hand side of the relationship. So I'll create this relationship. If you click on OK, the relationship will be created, and you click on close. So this is how the relationship is created. And one more way you can create the relationship is, I'll delete this, and this is the second way. So this is the approved projects, the column with which you want to establish the relationship. So use this approved projects and drag it and keep it on the project required column on the second side of the second table. So in this way, the relationship is automatically created. So if you want to change something, you can double click on this line, and you can see this relationship properties, and you can change whatever you want. Okay, I hope you all understand how to create the relationship. So now let's go back to the report view and see how the relationship works. So basically one to many. So basically I would like to slice the project budget data with the project hours. So I'll create a table. I'll use the approved projects as the column, and I want to see the number of hours spent in the project hours table. So I'll use this hours. So I want to see the sum of hours. So here if you see, approved projects, blue, green, purple, red and yellow, and each of them has some sum of hours, but one of the sum of hours is blank. So basically what is happening, let's try to understand what's happening in the background. So let's go back to the data table view. So if you see, on the project hours table, you have multiple projects like blue, green, orange, purple, yellow and red, and the same way you have in this you have only blue, red, green, yellow and purple. So here orange is missing. So orange data, since it is missing in this project budget table, and I am using the project budget approved project from the project budget. Since there is no orange, that orange value whatever is coming inside this hours table, it is shown under nulls or blanks. So at the background what is happening? So basically when you drag the dimension or the column, this particular table filters out the project hours table based on the column value selected. So here in this case, when all the rows are first shown, first it is blue. So for blue, if you filter on the project hours table, for blue, if you just select for blue, these two rows are getting filtered, and the sum of the hours is happening over here. So basically here if you try to understand in terms of SQL, a left join is happening. So basically a project hours left join project budget on project hours dot project is equal to project budget dot approved projects. So basically that is only happening. So if you see in the left join, if there is no if the particular column on which there is no mapping, it will be shown under nulls. So the same thing is happening here. So now if you remember, I have talked about cross filter direction. Cross filter direction is single. So if it is single, that means you see an arrow which is always from left to right. That means the cross filter direction is from project budget to project hours. That means project budget data will slice the project hours data. When I say slice, that means the proper left join is happening. So now I'll take another scenario. So now I'll try to slice project hours data with project. I'll slice project budget data with project hours. So now I'll take project from here as a new in a new table. I'll just select project. So project I have selected, and now here I'll see budget allocation. So here if you see, budget allocation is getting repeated multiple times. So if you go back to the table, so and if you click on project budget, so this entire sum is around 40,000 plus 1 lakh, which is 1.4 lakhs, and 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. If you sum all of them, it is 22, 32, somewhere around 32. Yeah, so this is the sum. So basically here slicing is not happening. So when you have selected the sum of budget allocation, it is taking the entire sum and it is assigning that sum to each of the value. The reason why this is happening, because this is a single direction. That means project budget data slices project hours data, but project hours data does not slice project budget data. So because the relationship here, it is from left to right. So if you want to slice project hours data to project budget data, you need to have relationship from project hours to project budget. So that's why I'll apply cross filter both as if I apply both and click on apply changes. So now both arrows are coming. That means project budget data will slice project hours data, and project hours data will also slice project budget data. And now if I go here, these values are automatically changing. So now since I have changed I have updated the relationship, the values are coming I have updated the cross filter direction, the values are coming properly. So by default, if you select single will always be from the one to many side. If you want a single direction from many to one side, it is not possible. So you always have a single filter direction only from the one to many side. So that's it for one to many relationship. So in our next video, let's try to understand one to one relationship and also many to many relationship. Thank you. Have a nice day.